Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Earth, Ernest here, or Ernest P. Worrell, and today I'm going to talk about how I became Sailor Earth, since a lot of folks would like to know. Now, my saga of how I became Sailor Earth starts in 2009 YL, when I was still living in the 4-1 Reichs, before I knew anything about, sailor keepers and anything like that. You know, if I thought I was going to be anything before that, I always thought that I was going to be a mite keeper. Since I did work for the Pennsylvania team of the mite keepers for sundriest years. So one day I start having thoughts of the past. Thoughts of a great fight, some kingdom, some kaiserdom, and seeing folks at the time, not knowing at the time that they were the inner sailor fighters and the outer sailor fighters, and not knowing that I was one of them too. Now, when I awakened, and keep in mind, I didn't really know. When I did learn of who I was and what my past life was, I then got this shape-shifting stick one day, and I became Sailor Earth. Well, in the beginning, I was known as Sailor E, the E being for Earth. And I was going out, righting wrongs, standing up for, standing up for the weak, doing all those good things. And I know some of you folks out there are going to say, oh, well, Sailor Earth, Ernest, great. You're just offshooting yourself to be like, Sailor Venus or Sailor V. Yeah, need be in some ways, but some ways it was not. You see, once I ended up becoming Sailor Earth and doing all those things, I knew that I had to go to Dawnland. I had to meet up with my fellow inner sailor fighters and the outer sailor fighters. So, after I became kind of well known for being Sailor E, not as well known as Sailor V was, but so, yes, there may have been some film games made off of me. There may have been some films or shows, well, mostly the film game, and then the film. But I never was as well known as Sailor V was. So when I got to Dawnland after spending sundriest years spending some time in the fort. Well, no, my saga really started in 2008 YL, 1 year before that. And when I got there, I was like the last inner sailor fighter. And I know there's going to be someone out there thinking, about that. And yes, I did show up in time, and at the time I was fighting other foes, Now, keep in mind, by the time I showed up, I wasn't there, so I missed out on the Dark Kingdom, the Doom Tree, the Dark Moon kin, the team of bad behavior, the Dead Moon Big Top, and he's in, whatever the other team was. So, yeah, I missed out on all of those. Now you might ask yourself, who was the foe that I was fighting against? Well, I guess some offshoot of the Kingdom of Hell, which was doing something in the 4-1 Reichs, and I was fighting them there. When I got to Dawnland and finally met up with the inner sailor fighters, then I knew that Serena and Amy and Ray and Lita and Mina, and yes, let's not forget Darian, you know, they all welcomed me in with open arms. Now, some of you folks out there who are big backers of following law and what's law and what happened in the show and what did not happen in the show are going to scathe me and say, there is no Sailor Earth. You know, you're going to say tuxedo mask or evening wear hide, or, you know, Elderling Endymion or Kingling Endymion or whatever you want to call them, or Elderling Darien or Kingling Darien. You're going to say, he takes a stead. Well, he was the Kingling or the Elderling of Earth, yes, but he was not the keeper of the Earth. That happened to be me. And I know in the show, in the films, in the plays, in the film games, there is no Sailor Earth, but hey, I don't really care about that. Because, you know, I'm not really a big... So, if anyone out there is going to give me a hard time for, you know, not following an oversight, oh well. At the end of the day, that's how I became, you know, Sailor Earth, Sailor E, whatever you want to call me, Ernest P. Worrell, and you know. So anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made yesterday over here, where Sailor Small Moon or Sailor Little Moon, Renee, made her film. I, Sailor Earth Ernest, or Ernest P. Worrell, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. You know what I mean?